Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed or watched my channels, and welcome back if you've watched before. Now if you've been watching my channels, you know that we have been creating trackers in Cricut Design Space. Now this is for $bucks for collecting A's for this one. And then you know that we've been making them horizontal in Cricut Design Space. Now today, I'm going to show how to do them vertical. This is another one that's vertical with my name on there. So we got Cricut Design Space open. I have 2 trackers up here already because in Cricut for printing off, we need 3 trackers. So we're going to come over to the left, come down to Shapes. It's got the triangle and the circle, and we're going to click on Shapes. The shape panel will pop up. We're going to come over to Rounded Rectangle. That way, they're all rounded corners instead of pointy. And here's our shape. Now on the operations, we're going to change that to white. I'm going to make all of these white instead of having a colored background. Then in size, in the first box, we're going to click 3, hit enter. Then we're going to want to unlock or lock here, the second box, H, height, type in 6 and hit enter. And then lock that up. Now before, we'd always type in 6, then 3. Today it's 3, then 6. Then we're going back over to the left, and we're going to go down for T for text. Click on the box, backspace out of that text. We are going to make dollar denominations of 1. Now it's a solid 1. We don't want solid. We're going to come up to basic operation, click in the arrow. The panel pops down. We're going to click on pen. And then on the outline square, click on that. We're going to choose a color for these ones. Now, it won't make a difference which color you use because we're not using pens. Now, as this is highlighted, go to layers, the second set of squares with the plus, and duplicate it 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make this tracker equal 30. So we're going to line up our ones up here, and they don't have to be perfect because Cricut Design Space, Cricut Access Design Space has the stuff to do it for us. So we're going to highlight our ones, come up to Align, click on the arrow, and align top. That makes them all even across the top. Align again, distribute horizontally. Now they're all evenly spaced. Come over to layers on the right, click on the double squares, the first set, and that will group them so you can move them wherever you want. Now we want 31s, so we're going to come back over to our layers, the second set of double squares with the plus, and click on it 5 more times because them 5 plus this one will make 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just going to line them up. It doesn't make a difference that they're perfect because, again, we're going to go in and have our Cricut Design Space do the work for us. Come up to highlight them all, come up to Align, line left, moves them all to the left evenly. Align again, distribute vertically. Now they're all evenly spaced up and down. We're going to go over to layers and the first double squares, click, and that will group them all. So we know we can move them all at the same time. Now this is too big. Well, we already know that this is 3 inches from here to here. So the first square, we're going to type in 2.8, hit enter. And then height, we're going to unlock it. And then the second box, type in 3.5, hit enter. And then lock it back up. Now you could have grabbed this square here and moved it forward or backwards. But for me, because I've been in here enough times, we have it there. Now, we need to find an image. First, so we're going to go back to the left, find our little hot air balloon with the word image below it, click on it. This pops up in our search bar. I'm going to use owl today. But you can choose anything you can think of that's in a category. We're going to click on the magnifying glass. Comes up to 741 owls. I'm not going to scroll through all of them. I'm choosing this little owl right here. And it also has a number, which I'll leave in the description box below in case you want that same owl. We click on it, highlights green, down on the bottom right, add to canvas. It's going to bring us into the canvas. And we know he's already too big. So we're going to go back up to our size. The first box, we already know, 2.8. Hit enter. Now we can bring him over to our box. And he still's too big. So on the bottom corner here, there's a little tiny box. We're just going to move him in till he's right above the number 1s. Now we're going to get the save amount. So we're going to go back to the left, hit text, click inside the box, backspace out of the word text because we don't want that. Type in save, dollar amount of 30. Now what if we don't want it this color? Well, we just go back up to our operations, click on the solid square. Now these first colors, they're the colors of our images. So I'm going to choose this yellow that's in here because that'll match his beak and his little toes. And we know it's going to be too big, so we're going to grab that square down here and we are going to shrink it. And then we're going to bring it over to our panel, our insert. It's still too big, so we know we can always go up to height and just click on, there's 2 arrows there. If you click on the bottom one, that also shrinks it. And now it's to the size that we need. We're just going to move it down more towards his feet. And there, you just created A6 size insert. Now we're going to highlight this whole thing. Then down on the bottom right, it says combine, attach, flatten. We're going to click on flatten. Then on the top, on the right, we're going to choose our machine that we're making. Cricut Joy doesn't do print and cut. So you choose the machine you're using. Mine is the Cricut Maker. Then next to it has the green oval. Click Make It. And then it's going to come up to our other screen. And it's a little slow today for some reason. There, it's sorting the project onto the mat by color. There's our 3 trackers. Come bottom right, hit continue. It's going to connect to the machine by my USB cord because I always have it connected. with that cord. And then we're going to hit send to printer. It's preparing our print. And taking a while for doing this. So it's later in the afternoon. More people are probably in Cricut Design Space. We want to click the add bleed. We want to click that off because we don't want our images to be distorted. Then click print. And it's going to prepare it to send it to the printer that is associated with this computer that I have connected to this computer. And there it goes. Now I know I'm using heavy cardstock. And I am also going to do more pressure. Now while that's printing out, and as you get more involved in Cricut Design Space, you can start creating trackers like this. Now this image, the acorns, is from Cricut Design Space, but this one is from Creative Fabrica. Or you can do ones like this. Now this feather is from the Cricut Design Space, but the peacock is from Creative Fabrica. These feathers are $10 each for saving $120. My printer is done, so I'm going to go grab it. I'll be right back. Now we know it needs to go onto the mat and stuck into our machine. But I'm not going to show those steps today because you've all seen them in the other videos. But you know that the first thing that's flashing is the arrows for loading the mat. Then the next button over blinks to push to go. And see, now it is preparing our image, and it's going to take and scan these black lines so it knows where to cut. And as it's doing that, I'll show you some more. It's scanning. I made a whole set of turkey trackers. These are baby turkeys. These ones are $75. These are my 120s. These are also baby turkeys. And the images is from Creative Fabrica. And then the 150. Now once you start getting the small trackers figured out, you'll be able to start creating big trackers. Now Grover, he's a little small to be in these flower beds. It looks like he wound up into a giant flower area. I created this one. And now these ones, this shows that black line that it's scanning. But I don't cut these. I just print them and call it good. And there's the rainbow challenge. And then, yep, P.O. box. I got one today. Now this envelope is from Cricut Design Space. And these first 3 lines are all $5. The next 3 are all $10. So equals the 180, which is more than what's needed, but I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. And down below in the description will be my new P.O. box. Now it's done cutting. So you just click on the arrow to unload. And then this pops back up. Just go down the bottom right here. Click on done. It's telling you, that way you're telling your Cricut Design Space you're done printing and all that. And look. Oops. I guess there's the first one cut out. I'll take these off the mat. And there's the other two, all printed and cut. And that's how you do vertical ones. Basically the same, you're just changing what you type in first, whether it's the 6 or the 3. All right, thank you everybody for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody.